The firstborn, who is a girl, and then the secondborn, who works for 40 Mile Studios.
All right.
40 Mile Studios ni familia ya RFM.
Yes,
And
indeed.
then I was the thirdborn, na kuna wengine wawili wananifuata.
Yes.
Went to primary school, the model.
Yes.
Later joined high school. And then I went to campus somewhere in Thika,
Yes.
where I did my IT, information technology.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is my little background, and that I left something behind.
It's all right. We are going to get to know it. And so now, you went to school, studied information technology, and then how did you get into radio?
Into radio, it is quite funny. After my campus, I started a small business that was cyber cafe.
Yes.
So I really was passionate about IT, helping people around me with things. Now, since technology it was taking over and it's still taking over, yes, I was really passionate with helping people around. So I had a small cyber where people could come, do their things. I would help them with whatever they needed.
Yes,
and then
indeed.
there was this gentleman who is Peter Njoroge.
Yes.
Came and saw what I was doing. And then he gave me an idea that he wanted to start a radio station.
Yes.
And that he needed guys like me to help him in things to do with technology and all that.
Yes.
So I got in, and that's how we started RFM.
And so
yes.
at RFM, you are the director of operations. Probably
yes.
you'd give us a brief description of what is the work of the director of operations.
Okay. In radio, there are those people when you hawaonekanangi, as naona you are putting it. And we really appreciate when you wanaonekana, because for radio, kila mtu mwenye ako kwa radio is a very important person.
Yes, indeed.
For me, I was given a role of director of operations. This means days to days activity.
Yes.
The running of the studio. Venye Mike atakuja kwa show apate stima iko, venye atakuja kwa show ajue venye ataenda live, internet iko.
Yes.
Venye atakuja apate hii mic imefixiwa hapa mahali, or we have a new mic.
Yes.
And then I mean a microphone, eh?
Yeah, mic, yes. Yes, tunakuelewa kabisa.
Yes, venye hizo computer maybe hazita hang, utaweza kuenda live vizuri na nini.
Yeah.
And also maybe the branding of the studio, venye the studio itakaa.
Yes.
And now for the staff, now you start to plan venye watu wakihitaji kwenda mahali, how they are going to get there.
Yes.
How they are going to come back home. The logistics and the planning of all these activities that are happening in RFM.
Yes.
We are having our second anniversary. So I'm so much engaged because this is involving me too much, because lazima nipange.
Yes.
Vile vitu zitakaa na how we are going to grow RFM together.
Yes.
Tuwa pia pamoja sisi wote.
Yes. And you've spoken about our 2 years anniversary, and one of the questions I like to ask people, the people I work with here, is you've been around longer than the rest of us. You've been here for more than the 2 years we are celebrating, actually. And so, how has been the experience for you as Francis Wachira?
For the 2 years?
Yes.
Wow, amazing. It is funny how we started RFM. Nilikuwa ninakusikiza, and I could hear you saying that tulianza hapo wa Marema studio.
Yes.
That is very true. And, it was quite a struggle, and I can imagine how Njoroge is feeling right now, the founder.
Yes.
And all of us, because it was quite a struggle. We started very low.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tunafika hiyo building ya wa Marema.
Yes.
Only.
Kwa building peke yake, yeah.
Building peke yake. And then I could ask Njoroge, now what are we doing? And Njoroge ananiambia, no, we have to push.
Yes.
Now, that's what happened. We really pushed. You guys came in. I remember you came in as the wale presenters were Mbele.
Yes, wale wa trial season.
Yes, wale wa trial, and you could tell the struggle, the ile kitu inapitia. But one thing I like about radio and such vitu za Masscom, you do it for passion.
Yes, indeed.
I could tell you guys we are doing it for passion, and you really wanted to see RFM grow. And here we are, 2 years.
Yes,
the
indeed.
Experience has been amazing. The first anniversary, manze, we tulioneshana kwenye tuko, and for the second anniversary, we want also to tuoneshe watu kwenye tumefika, because effort yao wenye wanatusikiza, the mashabiki, kila mtu.
Yes.
Manze, it was not for them, hatungekuwa kwenye tuko. Hata hatungekuwa na hii interview, probably tungekuwa tume nini kitambo sana.
Yes, very true.
Yes. And for the, maybe I don't know, I invite them later before the interview ends, but they would want to see our anniversary. We have done 2 activities so far.
Yeah, true.
Yes, zimekuwa amazing. We have seen people coming to support us. Kama hauko kwa children, so kama hauko kwa first anniversary, second anniversary celebration service kwa Pastor Mungai, na kama hauko charity home huko Utugi, you need to come for third, fourth, fifth activities zenye tutakuwa nazo. Yes, you will really enjoy the activities.
Yes. Now, as you were speaking, I heard you say how the journey has been and the struggles we have faced. Tangu siku zetu tulikuwa tunasikizwa kwa building peke yake, and then we went into the Limuru town, and then now God has blessed us kabisa. We are now being able to be listened across the region. And probably I'd ask you this question: what lessons has this journey taught you as our director of operations? What lessons has this taught you as a person?
God is faithful, Mike. And every time we are locked in our small room as management, we really struggle and fight to see the growth of RFM.
Yeah.
And now there is someone who visited us and said that sometimes it seems like we are surviving na faith. And that is very true.
Yes.
Because tulianza kudream about us going to broadcast further. Tukaanza kuona, will this be possible? Because unajua pia stories za serikali.
Yes.
The struggles. But once again, I really want to appreciate our chairman. Push.
Yes.
And we finally can say that we'll be able to be in the region.
Yes, indeed.
We are doing what we call the testing. They are called the testing waters, to see either we are able to get to somewhere further.
Yes.
And then we are going to come back and say that now we strongly believe that watu wa Kiambu, now you can listen to Uncle Mike, you can listen to the Sprite Show.
Yes.
You can listen to Karaoke Wade, or you can listen to all of our shows that we we line up for them. So the journey haijakuwa rahisi, by the way, Mike.
Yeah.
Because everyone, as unaenda kuuliza biashara and everyone is asking you, mnafika wapi? That will not help me. And you can also try to that imekuwa struggle that we cannot, watu wengine hawataki kutupatia kazi because we are not being listened to.
Yes.
Some places. And also for us to educate the community, pia we feel like that we are not delivering to the whole Kiambu at large, and which would love us to do. So this is a milestone.
Yes.
And we thank God for it.
Yes. And even as we thank God for RFM, one of the things here on the Spice Show I like to do, I like to celebrate people, and I really celebrate you looking back and seeing how far we have come. Hata siku zenye tulikuwa tunasikizwa tu hapa kwa building peke yake, you are still here. I remember doing the Spice Show every Sunday from 5 a.m. hadi saa 7. And every time nikitoka hapo nje nilikuwa nakukuta ukisikiza. And so I celebrate you for always being here and always standing with us. And even now, even though you are not near with us here in the studio, we appreciate you that hata pahali uko, even as you are out of town and doing the work you're doing, we celebrate you because kazi yenye unafanya sio kazi kidogo. So we really celebrate all the sacrifice and all the effort that you put to make us look good, Mr. Wachira. Thank you very much. Now, this week we saw our presenters, top presenter Koi getting an award. We also saw the governor of Kiambu visiting us here in the studio. How, when you look at all this, how does it make you feel as the guy who works to make us shine out here? How does that make you feel?
Once again, Mike, I would want to celebrate the RFM team. RFM team staff is amazing. It's amazing. Kujituma. Hey, manze, I wish naeza sijui amka nipige tu makofi. You guys have done a good job.
We appreciate
because we started Tumaini project. Whereby tumekuwa tukieducate watu about COVID-19.
Yeah.
And the project came to an end, and they needed to give awards to our to best presenters, to best radio stations.
Yeah.
And we were lucky we scooped 4.
Yes.
Four awards. See joke. But the main award was the main presenter.
Yes.
Who is Koi Muguero, the Kumada show presenter. And we are very proud of her. Yes, pengine kwa ofisi kuna venye tutaona kama mbuzi katachinjwa, but anyway. But we are so much proud, and also we are proud of Hannah Ngendo, who was our intern. And this is what we always talk about, Jitume. Yes, Jitume, and then there's someone who is watching always somewhere. I might be seated back to kwa office and I just see you, but kuna mtu mwingine ako mahali who want to appreciate you, Mike.
Yes.
Who knows you are doing a very good job. Yes, and you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
All right.
I am very proud of Hannah. She was our intern.
Yes.
And then we scoop another award, which I must appreciate all of us, even Mashabik.
Yes.
The Shabik Award.
Yes.
I think the people who made us get to where to kapata number, the first runners up, the Mashabik, and everyone who voted for us. It was quite a joy na walituonesha mapenzi, upendo, and we really appreciate.
Yes, and even just to echo your words, these whole awards are not just Kiambu County, they are countrywide community radios across the country, and we were able to get to this point. And so just to echo your words and just say hizi zilikuwa za Kenya mzima, and so the mashabiki wameweza kutufikisha mahali ambapo tumefika, and we are be able to be recognized across the country for people who are doing a good job. So thank you very much, Mr. Wachira. And let's now get to your personal life, eh? And at this point I want to ask you, who inspires you?
Who inspires me?
Yes.
Yeah, one guy who is a very good friend of mine, and he always teach me the skills of being a leader. Nikikosea ananiambia, no, we are not doing right, we are tunakosea mahali.
Yes.
And this guy is none other than our CEO, Steven Jenga.
Yes.
He's a great inspiration to many.
Yes.
Yes, and he's a good leader. He is a leader.
Yes, indeed. All right. And for you now, what do you do for fun? Wakati umetoka kwa office, what do you do outside the office? Unajua sasa, whatever it is you do outside the office ninakupatia motisha ya kuendelea kufanya what you do. So what do you do for fun?
Oh, Mike. Okay, I love watching football. I love watching football with friends. I love traveling with friends. So, and I find it so much fun to do it even with colleagues around me, traveling and having fun. And be open kwa kila mtu. I think that keeps me moving na kufanya kazi na Rfm.
And yes. How do you strike a balance between work, business, and family? How do you strike that balance?
Okay, for family. Okay, let me talk about my mother and father and my sisters. What I try to do, they must understand that I'm working, and sometimes duty calls. So zingine wanakuhitaji, and probably you are sent somewhere, ama uko kwa ofisi, you must stick kwa ofisi. You are needed to do paperwork, you are needed to do this and that. So you must be in the office. For friends, even who are in the radio, because I have friends who are in the radio, and they are my colleagues. I make sure that they understand that when you're in the office,
ni ofisi.
Yes, hiyo ni kazi. And when we are having fun, tukiwa pale tukiwatch game, that is that moment. Yes, I'm not the director of operations.
Wakati tunacheza pool na wewe, we are not, we sio.
Yes. I'm not the director of operations, but Mike ukinipata pale kwa ofisi seated now, you are a presenter, and now I'm the director of operations.
Yes.
Hizo links lazima tuziweke. That's why I love that's one thing I like about RFM. Kila mtu anajua where to keep the boundaries. Kila mtu anajua I am not supposed to, even kwetu kwa presenters wenyewe, we respect each other, and like our CEO like saying, hatufanyi kazi kwa barak. We must be so open, we must be so close to one another, but we also need to understand that we are working for media station where lazima ethics na vitu kama hizo zinafaa kutumika for the betterment and also for the growth of RFM.
Yes. All right. So back to your personal life, and at this point, I want to ask a question that is more intense, and I want to ask you what defines you.
What defines me? My strengths. I think how do I put this? I am also maybe to answer this before I answer this question. In RFM, I'm the acting news editor, and this way I realized, okay, this is how I define myself, because I use my strength, and I am that known when it comes to thing. So I think my strength defines me. Yes, when it comes to something that I want to address, and naenanga straight to the point. I don't just beat around the bush.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. What defines you is being straight to the, yani being straight up person without
Yes.
any blemish or unalegea pande moja, and that is a very good thing.
Yes.
So what is your definition of greatness?
Greatness.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, okay, greatness.
No, today we are celebrating you, so we want to know from you.
Yes, it's very okay. It's very okay, Mike.
Yeah.
How I define greatness? Personally, I think someone or something which is great ni ile kitu unaweza angalia wewe Mike. Pia wewe useme I want to be that. That guy is great, or amefanya kitu yenye naweza taka hata mimi kufanya.
Yes.
And something that is great, it is something that you want to maybe achieve. Unasema I really want to get to that point, I really want to do that thing. Yani ni mahali kwenye wewe unaweza fika, you feel like mimi hapa sasa ndio nilikuwa nataka kufika, or I am where I wanted to be.
Yes.
I am who I wanted to be.
Yes, indeed. Wow, that is so powerful. Now, before I go to, I have two more questions to go. But before I get there, allow me to say this. I want to celebrate you, one, because on top of being our leader and part of the management team at RFM, you also have a very kind heart. And I'll take two examples. When I lost my dad, wewe ndo ulikuja na mimi hadi kwetu home. And for that reason, I celebrate you, because you have such a heart, a very humble heart, that you're able to go down to people's situation and be a part of their lives, to be able to help them and meet a need in their life. And another example I'll give ni ile wakati this time when we went to Keitashis, and you also went to Koi Mugueros. We've had 2 weeks that have been very intense, and in all those situations, wewe ulikuwa pale, you are right there. And so I want to commend you and say thank you very much for just being that humble. That hata tukikuja, hata wakati tulienda kwetu, ilikuwa ngumu sana mimi kuambia you are my boss, because you are right there with us. And so thank you so much for having such a kind and such a humble heart, and I'll get into now.
Such words really keep me moving, and I appreciate. And kuona mtu anakuambia kupatia shukran na kukuambia what they have felt, you have done to. So you really appreciate, and we are doing this because of RFM, because we say that we are family.
Yes, indeed.
Na tuwezi hata mtu akuwe na shida ama akuwe ananusurika peke yake. So we really tunashikananga pamoja, and we see how we can do things and get better. Thank you very much, Mike.
Yeah, I really celebrate you. And so I want to ask one question that is personal, and then the other one is going to be overall RFM. So the first question is, and this is a question that I ask every day on these interviews, if today was your last day, ama if your last day came, I don't know when you desire hiyo siku ifike, but imagine now today is your last day, and you have one lesson you want to live with people when you utawaacha, so that they live their lives through that lesson. What lesson would that be? What lesson do you give on your very last day of life?
I watched the other day the president Kiongea, state of the nation.
Yeah.
And I think he said about him kutufikisha somewhere Canaan or something.
Yes,
he said that he can see the future of our great nation.
Yes.
I did like that because he is a leader, and he knows the future, and he can see the future of this great nation.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I think for RFM, because I want to talk on where I work, kwenye nitataka kuacha the legacy.
Yeah.
if I got it right,
Yes, yes, yes.
is that I want to live a place where kutakuwa na, that when you come in as a new presenter, utajua RFM, people wanafanyanga hivi in the operation system. There is a system to follow, and you cannot just come from nowhere and start making changes of whatever was set by the, I would call ourselves the pioneers, by the pioneers.
Yeah.
Because easy way to, it is for the growth of RFM. We wouldn't want mtu akuje huko nyuma and then aanze kuziangusha. I would want to leave a legacy where mtu akiangalia tu RFM anakumbuka the first thing they said, this radio was started na akina nani, who made it so great, who wenye walifanya tukue national, na wenye walifanya so many other great things to the community.
All right, that is so powerful. Now, my final question for you. I know you're busy. I know you are out there. As I can see, naona uko na tag fulani iko hapo. You are in a meeting na nimekuiba. So allow me to ask you one final question. What next for RFM?
Going out there, we want to acquire in future kitu inaitwa nini, a national frequency, kama tukwe tunasikizwa kila mahali. And by the way, Mike, maybe to tell our listeners, we received our license ya community radio on 20th of October this year. Yes, and the license is for 10 years. So for us, the focus and where we want to see RFM in the next, let me say 5 years. Is as RFM ikue, we have seen that we can do it. Kama tumepewa license ya kuwa community, we can we can become a national radio. And we have potential presenters. We have everything that it takes kuwa a national radio. So that's where we want to see RFM in the next few years. Yes, and we see our presenter growing. Tuone pia nyinyi Mike mkigrow and doing what you love, mko sawa and comfortable where you are. Yes.
Wow, that is so powerful. Thank you very much, Mr. Wachira. Thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time. Even though you are away on a meeting, we really appreciate that you are able to spend time with us. And we celebrate you. And the work that you do every day is not in vain. So we really, really celebrate you together with the Spice Show and all of our listeners who are listening today. We really appreciate you. And I have a message for you here from Cecil Ndongo. Anasema alikufunza kanisani pale Youth Church. So allow me to appreciate you right there, Cecil Ndongo, who's watching all the way from the UAE. And we celebrate you, and I'm sure pia yeye mahali yako kama alikufunza, he's looking at you and very appreciating you for the person you have become. So we really celebrate you, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for sharing your life with us on the Spice Show. God bless you, Achi.
Thank you, Uncle Mike.
Yes. All right, that is Mr. Francis Wachira. He is our Director of Operations here at RFM, and we totally appreciate this man who works so hard to make us shine, to make us look good. And even though he's out of town, he has taken his time to be here, and that tells a lot about the person we see, the humility in this man, and the passion to be able to see us succeed in what we do every single day. So we really, really appreciate you. Mmemjua zaidi now. Every day you see him now, you begin to see him from the level of understanding yenye umepata siku ya leo. Thank you very much, Wati. And to everyone who's joining us right now, this right here is The Spice Show.
It's the show that keeps you uplifted and inspired all day long. Yes. Please listen to me, Father.
It's the Spice Show. Every Sunday from 10 to 1.